Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Aardvark Book Club monthly picks live show, where basically I just go over the books that they picked for the month of August. How are we already in the month of August? I'll never understand how time flies. But here we are. I'm very, very excited because when I opened up their website, I saw a little sneak peek. Not all of them, but I did see one book. And I'm very excited for this book. So you can bet your bottom dollar I'm adding it to my cart. So if you're not signed up for Aardvark Book Club and you want to be, I have a code down below. It's Talk Bookish. I work with them over on my podcast, Talk Bookish to Me. And yeah, so they give me a special code for you guys. And then I get sent books for free because I work with them. So very excited about that. Let's see who's here first, and then we'll go over the picks. I just joined. I also just joined Book of the Month. I used your code. Well, thank you. Thank you for creating these videos so we can get a feel of what they are like and some suggestions on what is new. Of course, thanks for being here. Good morning, Brandon. Good morning, Angel. Good morning. I see the one that I want. It's probably the same one that I want. Oh, the comments are going slow today. Morning, finally called alive. Yay! I have a meeting starting in 7 minutes, but hanging out until then. Okay, I'll try to get through it. Okay, even said I was going to skip Book of the Month and Aardvark Month. Well, I know. Well, when they come out with picks like this, you can't help yourself. Okay. Comments are running a little slow. Not sure why. Welcome, everybody. Let's look at the picks, and then we're going to go over them one by one. Okay? Okay. Oh, my goodness. 2025 selections for August are... Oh, they've got some good ones. They've got some good ones. I'm so excited. Okay. The one that I saw was Too Old for This by Samantha Downing. I've read all of her books, so I'm 100% getting that book because it's on my most anticipated list for August. And it looks like they have a mix of genres, how they always do, from horror, literary fiction, historical fiction, romance, another kind of romance. And I like that they say, like, includes a dog. And then, of course, a thriller. And we have 3 early releases. So, no, wait, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I think there was another one, right? Because it scrolls. Okay, okay, so 3. All right, we'll start here with The Once and Future Me. So by Melissa Page, historical fiction, sci-fi, mystery, debut novel. Very interesting. Dark matter meets Girl Interrupted in this gripping psychological thriller about a young woman teetering on the edge of reality. Well, I'm adding this to my cart because I didn't love Dark Matter, I'm not going to lie. But Girl Interrupted is one of my all-time favorite movies. I have read the book also. It's not one of my all-time favorite books, surprisingly, though. But this sounds like already up my alley. And it's set in Virginia in 1954. I live in Virginia, if you didn't know. Okay, let's view content warnings. Forced institutionalization, attempted sexual assault. Virginia, 1954, when a woman wakes on a patient transport bus arriving at Hanover State Psychiatric Hospital, she remembers nothing of her life before that moment. None of the dark things she must have seen and done that forged her into the skillful and cunning fighter she is. Doctors tell her she's Dorothy Fraser, a paranoid schizophrenic committed for her violent delusions. She's certain they're wrong until disturbing visions of a dystopian future in which frantic scientists urge her to complete the mission and save mankind begin to invade her reality. Believing it's Hanover causing the hallucination, she tells no one and focuses only on escaping until there's a visitor, a man whose loving face and touch she remembers, a man who knows all about her visions because he spent years helping her cope with them, her husband, Paul Fraser. Now she's sure of nothing, caught between two realities. Believe in the future and she might save the world. Believe in her husband and doctor's plans for her treatment and she might save herself. She needs answers, but to get them, she'll have to harness the darkness inside of her as she risks her freedom, her mind, and ultimately her life in a heart-stopping quest for truth. Oh, I was on the edge of my seat just reading that. So they have Don't Just Take Our Word for It. And then they have a taste the very first page that you can go and see, like, since this is a debut, author, you've never read anything from this author before, it's a good idea to maybe taste the first page, see if you like the writing style, etc. But yep, I'm 100% getting this one. It sounds so good. All right, next up, Well, Actually. So we have, this is by Maisie Eddings, LGBTQIA+, and romance, an utterly delightful and sexy second chance romance between a black cat and golden retriever with Maisie Eddings' signature sparkling voice. Spice rating 4/5, explicit open door. So just be aware of that. And then also, I just had to stop and tell you, like, look at the floor, how they did the Aardvark logo in the tile of the floor. They are so clever. I can't. I love how they do their logo. It's one of my favorite things. Okay. Eva Kitt never expected to be the host of Sausage Talk, interviewing B-list celebrities over wieners instead of pursuing the journalism career she dreamed of. When Eva publicly calls out her college ex for ghosting her, her video goes viral. It doesn't help that said ex is Riley Cooper, a beloved social media personality that has built a platform on deconstructing toxic masculinity and teaching men how to be decent partners. Well, isn't this the cutest cover you ever did see? Taste the very first page. Love that. Okay, Moderation. This is by Aline Costello, includes a dog, sci-fi, literary fiction, and romance. Wow, the cover is more striking up close. Okay, a bold and inventive novel about real romance in the virtual workplace, bringing Costello's trademark wit and sharp cultural criticism to an irresistible story about the possible future of love. Mentions of CSA. Okay. Don't just take our word for it. Taste the very first page. Okay. Girly Del Mundo is the greatest content moderator in the world, and despite the setbacks of financial crisis, climate catastrophe, and a global pandemic, she's going places. She's getting a promotion. Now, thanks to her parent company, Paragon's purchase of Fairground, the world's preeminent virtual reality content provider, she's on the way to becoming an elite VR moderator, playing in the big leagues, and if her enthusiastic bosses are to be believed, moderating the next stage of human interaction. Despite the isolation that virtual reality requires from colleagues, friends, and family, the unbelievable perks of her new job means she can solve a lot of her family's problem with money and mobility. Interesting. I would have to do a little bit more research on that one. Okay, next up, the one I'm definitely excited for, Too Old for This by Samantha Downing, a thriller. A retired serial killer's quiet life is upended by an unexpected visitor. To protect her secret, there's only one option left. What's another murder? Lottie Jones thought her crimes were behind her. Decades earlier, she changed her identity and tucked herself away in a small town. Her most exciting nights are the weekly bingo games at the local church and gossiping with her friends. When investigative journalist Plum Dixon shows up on her doorstep asking questions about Lottie's past, and specifically her involvement with numerous unsolved cases, well, Lottie just can't have that. What I love about this is we're following like a woman, like an older, like retired female serial killer. And that's pretty rare. So I'm very excited about this. And like I said, I've read from the author before, so I know their writing style. And you could see the little blurb from Stacey Willingham on the front. So that's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to get that one. Let's see. Next up is What Hunger? It's a horror book by Catherine Eng. let's see, a haunting coming-of-age tale following the daughter of Vietnamese immigrants, Ronnie, as she grapples with the weight of generational trauma while navigating the violent power of teenage girlhood for fans of Jennifer's Body and Little Fires Everywhere. Content warning, on-page sexual assault of a minor and cannibalism. Interesting. Was not expecting that for some reason. It's the summer before high school, and Ronnie finds herself too young for work, too old for cartoons. Her days are spent in a small backyard, dozing off to trashy magazines on a plastic lawn chair. In stark contrast stands her brother Tommy, the pride and joy of their immigrant parents, a popular honor student destined to be the first in the family to attend college. The thought of Tommy leaving for college fills Ronnie with dread as she contemplates the quiet house she will be left alone in with her parents, me and Ba. Their parents rarely speak of their past in Vietnam except through the lens of food. The family meals are a tapestry of cultural memory, thick spring rolls with slime and salt, nem chung, and steaming bowls of, I cannot say these names, I'm so sorry. With thin, delicate slices of blood red beef. In the aftermath of the war, me and Ba taught Ronnie and Tommy that meat was a dangerous luxury, a symbol of survival that should never be taken for granted. But when tragedy strikes, Ronnie's world is upended, her sense of self and her understanding of her family are shattered. A few nights later, at her first high school party, a boy crosses the line and Ronnie is overtaken by a force larger than herself. This newfound power comes with an insatiable hunger for raw meat, a craving that is both a saving grace and a potential destroyer. One Hunger is a visceral, emotional journey through the bursts and pitfalls of female rage. Ronnie's Vietnamese lineage and her mother's emotional memory play a crucial role in this tender ode to generational trauma and mother-daughter bonding. Okay. That sounds like it's going to be wild. Wild. And then I thought we had this one before, but maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I just saw the cover around. So this is literary fiction, historical fiction, debut novel, gothic fiction, includes a dog. It's The Crucible Meets the Virgin Suicides, and this haunting debut about 5 sisters in a small village in 18th century England whose neighbors are convinced they're turning into dogs. Content warnings, alcoholism, brief, badger baiting scene. Oh, okay. Even before the rumors about the Mansfield girls began, Little Nettlebed is a village steeped in the uncanny, from strange creatures that wash up on the riverbank to portentous ravens gathering on the roof of people about to die. But when the villagers start to hear barking and one claims to see the Mansfield sisters transform before their very eyes, the allegations spark fascination and fear like never before. It's a richly atmospheric parable of the pleasures and perils of female defiance. The hounding considers whether in any age might be safer to be a dog than an unusual young girl. This book sounds wild. Okay, don't just take our word for it and taste the very first page. Okay, so those are the books that they're offering. Actually, Moderation Too Old for This, What Hunger, The Hounding, The Once and Future Me. Yeah, those are the picks. So let me know what you think. I think I'm going to be getting at least 2. I'm going to get Too Old for This and The Once and Future Me. That one sounds really good. So let me know your thoughts. Okay. Let's see. Yep. I know. It sounds good. Samantha Downing might add The Once and Future Me. The Once and Future Me wasn't even on my radar, but I love Aardvark sci-fi. Anything here paired to dark matter is for me. Yes. I actually added this one as well. The Once and Future Me. Awesome. I was going to say Lena might like that one, but I don't know if she'll like the sci-fi part. Yeah, that's true. I'm also glad Aardvark has great picks this month, but yes. I haven't had good luck with Samantha Downing, but I think I'm going to choose her new one and give her another chance. It sounds so good. Well, I hope this one is a win for you, Jordan. I know. I'm so jealous of the person whose job it is to decide where the logos go on the cover. They do. I mean, that just caught out of the court because I always look, but I was like, oh no, they didn't make it look like a tile. I love it. I'm here. So getting Samantha Downing. Debating on the Samantha Downing book. I didn't like her previous book, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get it or not, but I've heard it got good reviews. Working from home, so I'm glad I was able to catch this. Good morning, Lena. Okay, this is the first month I have been tempted by Aardvark. Love Samantha Downing. Was hoping to have a good horror pick, but I just didn't really connect with What Hunger. Yeah, I get that. I'm picking Too Old for This, Moderation, and then Once and Future Me. Yay, Nicole. The first one, the Once and Future Me. Awesome. Yeah, I get that. I picked Too Old for This, The Once and Future Me, and What Hunger. I have a galley for Well Actually, and already had a pre-order for Moderation. Well, look at you. You're just, basically, you got all of them. Just not all of them from Aardvark. I have some lighter sci-fi in the past. Someone needs to read it and then tell me if I'll like it. You'll have to look up reviews in like about a month or something like that. Yeah, I heard the buzzwords of historical fiction and psychiatric hospital, so I thought of you immediately. Told me in her interview that she would take 2 years for this to come out, so I'm excited to read about it. Yeah. I didn't even realize Samantha Downing had a new book coming out. This one sounds right up my alley. Yeah. Yep. Check out Jordan's channel. She does all the book of the month reviews, all the Aardvark reviews. So yeah, she'll be able to tell everybody which ones are worth picking up and which ones aren't. I love this. It's true, Lena. It's so true. It also for me, anytime I hear that, I'm like, buzzword, that's for Lena. And then I'm like, oh, but actually, what's the rest of the book about? So I love that. Anyway, so those are the picks. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. I'm definitely going to be adding like 2 books to my box. I do book of the month and Aardvark live shows at the end/beginning of the month, depending when book of the month decides to drop their picks, and always on the 1st for Aardvark. So you can always subscribe to my channel and come back to my channel during those times if you're interested in these. Also, don't forget, I have that special code linked in my description box. It's just Talk Bookish that gets you your first book for only $4 from Aardvark, which I think is pretty amazing for a brand new, maybe even early release, you know? All right, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.